I ask for the truth on behalf of Lyn Leach. Is her husband going to be okay, and is he serious? A few concerns at the moment. Although I suppose really we should be asking on his behalf. We ask on behalf of Lyn Leach, because this is her worry, and we ask this in the name of truth, right conduct, peace, love and non-violence. Blessed be to the crow, the carrier of souls from darkness into light. And we just cut the tarot there and move the cards to the side here. I'm going to deal out 3 cards. The first card we deal is for the recent past. The next card is for the present, and then of course the one after that is for the immediate future. So we've got the recent past influence, the present influence and the immediate future influence. The recent past and the immediate future, I always say about a moon phase behind, a moon phase ahead. About 3 or 4 weeks or so, isn't it? 27 point something days, to be precise. I used to say between now and this time last month and between now and this time next month, with of course Lyn Leach in the middle, with their concern about the husband's health, his world and what's going on. I suppose we've got to ask what's been going on really, haven't we? Sort of established the situation to try and find out what this is all about. Of course, this is, although I'm not a doctor or anything like that, I can't give medical advice. We can see what Spirit is saying about the situation and about the healing. Crow is a healer, remember, and we can see what healing is there, what's going on. Notice you've got the, just see that there, you've got the Queen of Coins. The Queen of Coins. Now I've got the Queen of Reading Glasses here, so I better put them on there so I can see what I'm looking at. Of course, there's a Capricorn, Virgo, and Taurus vibrating there. Yes, I suppose the Capricorn is the hard work and all that, the work ethic, tra-la-la-la-la, whatever. But notice, of course, it's the Queen of Coins. So what's that about? Well, yes, it's a minor arcana energy in the sense of you did recently have power to change things or had power to do, you know, to change the situation in whatever way you wanted. The Queen is the watery, she represents water, she's the watery part of. Coins is earth, so it's like the watery part of earth, mental and moral qualities of the physical vehicle. Of course, the physical vehicle often, in some decks, it's the Queen of Money or whatever. It can represent money or earthly things. And of course, fleshly things are earth, aren't they, as well? In the sense of, I suppose, one's own health, I suppose, can be classed as that because it's earthly, isn't it? Notice like a portal there with a planet through, a blue planet, as if the blue of the, I don't know, is it the blue of the throat chakra, something communicating from a portal from beyond? Just recently has been communicating there, something, I don't know. You've got the Jaguar as if reclaiming something, the Queen is the Jaguar there, so it appears the Jaguar represents to reclaim something, as if something you've been trying to reclaim something, get something back. Of course, with this being the problem that well, is it serious? We don't want to lose him or whatever. I got a funny feeling as though, I don't want to say this, but I've got a funny feeling as though this has happened before, whatever it is. Maybe this ailment has been there before, there's been a scare before, or something of that nature, and I don't know if it was sorted out before, or if say he's in, say, remission or something like that, it's come back again, or if whatever it is, it's come back again. So it isn't like something, as you could say, I was thinking like Alzheimer's. It isn't like something like that, which once you've got it, that's it, you're basically buggered, aren't you? It's more, I suppose, I was thinking of like, you know, like cancers, tumours, things like that, you know. I was sort of thinking along that sort of line in the sense of reclaiming something, but not so much reclaiming it, but in a position, yes, of in a position of the Queen of Coins represents bliss and comfort, really, and in a comfortable position, yes, just recently, but nevertheless, I get this with the communication through the portal there, as if, yes, there was comfort, he's been made comfortable or whatever, but though there was comfort, he was okay. Between now and this time last month, I got that sort of feeling as though he was okay, but something was communicating from either the past or just something was sort of saying, but I haven't gone away, you know, whatever it was. What of an it? Like, I haven't gone away, you know, that sort of thing, as if, although we were doing okay, it was there. I want to see what's happening now. Is it there now? I would assume the answer to that question is yes, given what the question that was asked. The question that was asked, regardless of what ailment it is, but the question that was asked, of course, notice there, what's this all about here? That's just a strange thing, isn't it? You've got the Page of Wands with Leo and Aries and whatever trying to go on there. Just something's been trying to gain control of the situation right now. Of course, maybe that could be the medication or anything, I suppose, whatever that be. I don't know, but certainly this is a lot to do with I suppose, secrets and things. As if something right now is either secret, is unknown, or is being kept from you. Somebody's keeping something from you. You keep asking questions, and, well, tra-la-la is tra-la-la, is he going to get well, or is, yeah, we're not going to lose him, tra-la-la, whatever, and they won't answer the question. Well, we don't know, he's not out the woods yet, or we don't know, they're not answering the question, like as if somebody is refusing to say yay or nay, which I suppose is understandable, isn't it, to some degree, if that's sort of the essence of it. But we know that something here, as you can see, although there was bliss, there was comfort, things were okay just recently, I got a funny feeling as though this has happened over the last month, in the sense of between now and this time last month, you could go, I suppose you could say the 10th. I mean, the post is on the 7th, wasn't it? So you could sort of say that. But between now and then, and at least the 10th of this month, between, you know, the 10th of this month and sort of like the 7th of the 10th of February, things were okay. In a sense, he was comfortable, he was happy, but there was something there in the background, in the mist, communicating. That planet, the blue planet there, the blue of the throat chakra. The second time I looked onto like a blue planet looking onto the blue of the throat chakra there. I've done that today. And as if it's sort of been communicating either from the past as if this problem is a reoccurring issue. I get that as though it's either, well, it's hereditary and tra-la-la-la-la. If it's reoccurring through the fact that it's hereditary, that's one thing. That's understandable, I suppose. But in this case, I somehow feel as though he's had this problem before, and he's sort of been, I'm not supposed to laughing at you from the past, but just saying I haven't gone away, you know. Although you might think you're comfortable, I'm not gone away. And now, of course, whatever's happened now, somebody isn't telling you something. It's either because they genuinely don't know, but I think they do know, but there's something that's being kept secret from you, something that's being kept from you. The page of wands, of course, the page is the fiery part of, and of course wands is fire, spiritual essence of spiritual essence. No, it isn't, it's the earthly part actually. Tell a lie, it's the princess, the earthly part, the physical vehicle of spiritual essence. So it's like giving a physical form to the essence of it. So maybe it's like something that can manifest in a physical form. A bit like the wand is the physical manifestation of the will. You can't say your willpower or your essence or whatever, but to place the wand on the altar is the physical manifestation of your will. And in this sort of sense, the physical manifestation of the essence of this issue that was before has now manifested itself, of course, right now, and we've got these concerns, but somebody nevertheless is not saying something. It's not so, I don't really think it's so much the fact that there's a problem, which it is, of course. It's not so much that, it's more to do with the fact you're not being bloody told. You're not being kept informed, and it's the not knowing. They say no news is good news, but it isn't sometimes, is it? The not knowing can be a pain in the bloody arse. Let's see how it's going to manifest itself, what's going to come of it between now and, say, I don't know, the 10th of April, just to say between now and this time next month. You could say the 9th and a bit, couldn't you, if it's 27 days instead of 28. But it depends if it's 30 or 31 months. To do it on your knuckles, January, February, March, there's 31 in this month, so I don't know. Anyway, regardless of all the figures, let's just flip this card for the immediate future, and let's just see what vibrates between now and then. There's an interesting development. Another page, a minor arcana there, the Page of Cups. That's interesting, isn't it? In the sense of, yes, they're all minor arcana cards. Just recently you had power to change it. Even now you've got power to change it and do something about it if you were told. Or whatever, maybe a choice of a second opinion somewhere else, or whatever, if you were told what it was. But either way, regardless of this, the Page of Cups has a mystical and sort of unearthly energy to it, like a how can I say? I suppose if there's chance of healing from a greater sort of dimension, or sort of more superior being or superior dimension, whatever, between now and this time next month, between now and the 10th of April, as you would say, just to give it a date for the sake of it. It could be any time between then, of course. That would be the time to do something from a mystical point of view, maybe not miracles, but certainly, I mean, what is a miracle? I mean, flying in the air, birds do it, you know. So it isn't so much miracles, anything is possible. But certainly if there's going to be chance for healing, and somebody said, I got a funny feeling as though he's going to be okay and nobody's going to know why. Just like how he isn't okay and nobody's saying it, or nobody's saying, not so much why, but nobody's saying what's going on and you're not being told anything, and it's the worry that's causing that. in the sense, although you haven't got the 5 of coins, which would indicate the worry, but nevertheless, all these here are minor arcana energies. You had power to change it, you have power to change it now, and you'll have power to change it again in the immediate future, in the sense of there is a healing energy from a greater height, or a sort of mystical sort of intervention, because either somebody is not doing what they should be doing, or whatever. It's not planned for anything to happen yet, so he's going to be looked after or watched over by a greater force, or what, I don't know. But I got a funny thing, is he going to pull through? Then I suppose the commencement of pulling through will be between now and this time next month, yes. And I want to pull out some runes now, because I want to see what they'll show sort of like shamanic sort of energies, won't they, with them being Norse, and they just sort of see. I want to just sort of elaborate on that, to see if we can just see what the energy of the recent past was, given the fact of, yes, okay, you had the bliss, the comfort, everything was okay, but there was something looming in the background there, communicating as though a reoccurrence was there, but I don't know. Yes, we got the answers there, the death rune there, just indicating end, sudden, a total end of there, and that maybe, of course, end is change, like the death card, isn't it, in the sense of end, an end to the situation. Maybe the problem that, or whatever. I won't say an end to the problem, but certainly an end to the bliss and comfort that was there was a sign that things were coming to an end in some way, shape or form. Then, of course, and the message of it there, if you can see, like, I sort of got as though something was being communicated from the past, as if that was the case. I want to see what's going on now with the secrets and the enigma, with what is being spoke of there. Now, Feihu, now what's that all about? That's movable wealth, isn't it? The horns of the cattle, and it's as if money coming into money, or something right now, or something, or there is a monetary sort of element to it. Maybe that's why somebody isn't saying. I don't know. Maybe the reason you're not being told is because you're not being. So you're not being told how much it costs, but certainly maybe there seems to be more money spent on what you're doing there, whereas it could be cheaper doing it elsewhere. I don't know. I really don't know what that's about. I'm just assuming something there, but something's come to an end, but it means you're coming into money right now. I want to see what the mystical energy is for between now and then. Inheritance there with the Othala energy there of the ancestral home. Noticing you'll be inheriting something. Now this inheritance, of course, can also not just linked to, somebody passed away and left me some cash. It can also be inheritance of, like, a health condition or something like that, in the sense of, yes, will he be okay? There will be an intervention by spirit, of course, but something, it will result in inheriting something from that. Maybe somebody else's death in the past that obviously gave money, and you inherited something from that. I don't quite understand that. But the death rune, of course, we have to talk about change in the sense of end. The situation itself has died, or the situation itself has come to an end. So maybe the bliss and the comfort just recently was a sign that things are ending, or has ended in that sense, where, but now the secret's not being told. You're not being told because there's money involved, and I got a funny feeling as though somebody is trying to protect what's theirs or something. I don't know, but of course with the mystical and unearthly energy there, intervening between now and this time next month, whatever's inherited, if that be something like a legacy of a physical sort of earthly legacy in a monetary sort of sense, or use the immovable wealth, that is, that's movable wealth and that's immovable wealth in the sense of fey, who is like cash and sort of a currency or whatever, money, whereas immovable wealth, the inheritance, is like property, homes and things like that. Well, it also can link to health conditions, because it's earthly, we are fleshly, so it can also link to a fleshly inheritance, the fact that this problem that he's got has been or will be passed on to the next generation or whatever. But regardless of that, the mystical and unearthly energy there is there, no doubt, offering healing as well. Either healing because the worst comes to the worst and he doesn't pull through, or healing, of course, because he does pull through, and of course, but nevertheless, it's still there, just like how it was still there. I get a funny feeling it's like the latter, in the sense that it was still there, although you had the comfort and bliss just recently, and the immediate future, whereas something will intervene to prevent it, and he'll pull through, but it'll still be there. It'll still be there, in the sense that it was still there, sort of, I suppose, laughing at you from the past. But I suppose, nothing is permanent in the sense of this too shall pass, in the sense of the death rune, the end, the ancestor bringing the end of this situation. Maybe, although things have got to get worse before they get better, but it's the fact you're not being told right now, and it's because of money. Somebody thinks, I get a funny feeling though, somebody thinks they're in for a bit of a payout if the worst happens. But I get a funny feeling that the worst isn't going to happen here. Spirit is going to intervene, and the only inheritance won't be as much a movable wealth, a movable monetary wealth that can be moved from bank to bank, as you would say, but more of an immovable wealth, or immovable inheritance. Not so much even a property or a home that one can now move into because the other one's popped off, but it's an inheritance. So whoever it is, I got a funny feeling as though whoever it is who may be hoping that they're in for a penny, in for a pound, or whatever you want to call it, in for a payout, might discover that they've got the same condition as he's got, and it's been passed down to him. So they might not, if they are in for a penny and for a pound, they're not going to live themselves long enough to enjoy it, or they might be in threat of not living long enough to enjoy it. So what's more important? The very little time that we have on this earth, or the thing, the measuring device we use to measure wealth, to give us the impression as though we've got something called money that we can spend and whatever. The question is, of course, is your world, will he pull through? I got a funny feeling he will do, to the disappointment, to somebody else's disappointment. Somebody else isn't going to be very happy because they thought there was going to be a payout right now, and that's probably why they're not telling you. Maybe the person who isn't telling you is the one who thinks there's going to be a payout for them if all works out to their favour. What spirit will intervene, and the inheritance will, I suppose, be passed on to them, because if it's either the son, the daughter, or somebody whom I don't know. Why I'm thinking that, now I could be wrong, and I hope I am bloody wrong here, because I'm just working through what the tarot says, what the runes say, and I'm sort of like working through something there. It's all sort of highly dark, isn't it? And really, will he pull through or won't he? We know that you want him to. We know that you want that, but what we want and what we get are two totally separate things. But I got a funny feeling those spirit will intervene to sort of say, you're not going to get what you want. You're going to get what you're hoping. You're going to inherit the cause of. Let's just say what goes around comes around. And not necessarily will you enjoy what you get? If the worst comes to the worst, which it will eventually, but just not now, you might discover that what you're after, young man or young lady or whoever you are, you might discover that the very thing. I think you know what I'm trying to say, don't you? I'm going around in bloody circles, and I just don't know. I got a funny feeling there's an hereditary. The inheritance isn't so much the property that will be inherited when the old man pops off, or whatever you want to, however you want to put a spin on it. It's more the thing that finally was his demise will be your demise too, but isn't his demise at the moment. Because Spirit wants him to hang on, and maybe, just maybe, remission may be coming. It happened last time, and maybe remission. You know what I mean? Maybe he'll end up being saved again by medical science again, only for you to think, oh dear. It might actually bump you off before it bumps him off. So just be careful what you wish for. You might bloody get it, and it's how things do sort of, I don't know, you don't know whether to laugh, cry, or what you want to do, but that's what I'm getting. I actually bloody hope that I'm wrong here. This is one reading I hope couldn't be more inaccurate than ever. I hope it's the most inaccurate reading I've ever done, actually, but either way, the final what do you say, the laugh, the final isn't on, whatever it is isn't on you, it's on whoever it is who isn't saying. And before I admit, I thought first right now it was like the medical professional, somebody who wasn't saying, but I got a funny feeling it might be a family member who's got closer ties to this, to your husband or whoever it is when he's there, who maybe by his side a bit more than you. I don't know, who might be coming home and just saying more. I don't know, but you know what this is, and I bloody hope it's wrong. And if it is, just say it's bloody wrong and whatever, and then we can all sigh relief, because I'm going to put the kettle on now, because I'm going round in circles. But for now, blessed be to Odin and all the Norse gods, and blessed be to the crow, the carrier of souls, from darkness into light. For now these runes and these cards have spoken.